Right. Ubisoft cancelled a KKK game, basically. A Civil War KKK Assassin's Creed game. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is crazy stuff. This is hilarious, and I thought we'd take a look at it. Ubisoft's not exactly been doing great stuff of late, obviously. Not doing gangbusters, as it were. But as it says here, Scoop, Ubisoft cancelled a post-Civil War Assassin's Creed last year. Company leadership deemed the project too controversial for the moment, sources tell GameFile. Now, this is all actually interlinked with Assassin's Creed Shadows and Yasuke and the Backlash. And it's like, well, I mean, that as a setting makes more sense than just having a random black guy in Africa. I mean, if you didn't start with a random black guy in Africa, maybe people would have been keen on this one. Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. You know, you can only piss in the well so much before people stop drinking. Quite like that. Made that myself just then. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Hit subscribe if you're new here and you liked that analogy. For more searing analogies like that, hit subscribe to those bell notifications on. So, as it says here, in July of last year, word began to trickle through Ubisoft that an ambitious new installment of the company's top franchise, Assassin's Creed, had been cancelled. So the new game would have brought the history-spanning series to one of its most modern settings, the American Civil War, and more so, the Reconstruction period that followed in the 60s and the 70s of the 1800s. So in this Reconstruction era, Assassin's Creed, gamers would play as a black man who had been formerly enslaved in the South and moved west to start a new life. Recruited by the series' assassins, he would return to the South to fight for justice in a conflict that would, among other things, see him confront the emergence of the KKK. Fascinating. So it's just revenge, basically. So that's according to interviews with 5 current and former Ubisoft employees who spoke to GameFile on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak about the project. Ubisoft did not respond to a request for comment for the story. So the people were enthusiastic about the game, but were also frustrated by its cancellation, which they perceived as Ubisoft bowing to controversy. Well, you did just randomly put a black guy in Japan, and then you were going to follow it up with another African American central story. Yeah, I think people are going to end up having enough of that, to be honest. Yeah, like pretty quick, actually. If you did what you should have done, which is just have it feudal Japan, right, for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is what they should have done, objectively, then I don't think anyone would have minded that much, actually. I think the backlash would have been a lot less. So anyway, 3 sources told GameFile the word filtered through the company last July that management in Paris had stopped development of the game for 2 reasons. 1, online backlash that spring to the reveal of Yasuke, a historically inspired black samurai, aka not a black samurai at all, and yes, was a real person, but in nowhere near a capacity as he is depicted. And 2, concern that the political climate in the United States was becoming increasingly tense, aka not left-wing, basically. And here's the quote: "Too political in a country too unstable to make it short," one source familiar with the game and its cancellation told GameFile. Game cancellations are not unusual, sources said, but reasons such as those were... I don't think so. And this would-be Assassin's Creed game was early. So there you go. There's that. I think that's massively hilarious. And then, of course, everyone's gone like, oh my god, oh, what's going on? Oh, I would love it, blah, blah, blah. Now, I love this. Assassin's Creed fans react to reports of cancelled Civil War era game that would have had players take on the KKK, saying Ubisoft shouldn't be caving to the 1% of people who got in their fee-fees about Shadows. It's not exactly 1% though, is it, mate? It's not exactly 1%, is it? Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't a roaring success, is it? It isn't a massive success. And it isn't 1%. You are the 1%, actually. And the majority of gamers are not interested in this trash. That is why the gaming industry is currently on its knees. That is why Ubisoft's sort of never-ending decline in stock is so comical. Ubisoft's not doing well, is it? On the stock, which we'll look at in a minute, I guess. But yeah, it's not exactly doing great. It's not exactly the 1%, is it, you pleb? But never mind. Just must be the 1%. Hilarious. So, Dell, whoever that is, this is objectively the best Assassin's Creed premise I've ever heard that would make widespread murder and assassination more fun. Let's just load this up properly. I think there's a little bit more there. Oh, apparently there's not. Good times. I'm guessing he deleted that. Oh, well, that was it. Okay, never mind. That was it. I thought there was going to be a bit more. Oh, here's another one. One thing Ubisoft leadership has forgotten about their best-selling franchise is that Assassin's Creed is political. The games have always seen the poorest, the mistreated, and the forgotten unite to fight against an oppressor. Assassin's Creed is thirst for justice. Sure, fine, maybe. I'd love to see a Crusader Assassin's Creed. The Knights Templar proper. To retake Europe from Islam or something like that. That'd be brilliant. If you don't know your history on the Crusades, do some research. It's a glorious time. Or was, anyway. Anyway, that's a controversial statement. Let's take a look at some of the responses here. 10.3 million views. So this released yesterday. I was going to do a video on it yesterday, but I was like, I'll wait until the next day. 10.3 million views? Mental. People mad. Concerns for US political climate, where people can no longer criticise the KKK because MAGA has replaced it. Weird country we live in right now. Yeah. Definitely. MAGA's modern day KKK. Yeah, 100%. Fucking spastic. Left-wing hate terrorist groups like BLM and Antifa are way more violent and dangerous than the Klan ever was. Why not take on those? I love that idea. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? I can't stop thinking about it. About the plethora of ways this could have been this franchise's actual return to greatness. How it could have deeply mattered and be remembered. This is suppression of dissenting voices. I'm so mad. Are you, by any chance, a retard? What are you talking about? How would it have deeply mattered? It's a game. It would be forgotten about in, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 10 years. It's not, don't really matter. Dissenting voices? What? Alright then. What kind of person would be insulted about a video game where you kill white supremacists? Don't think that was the... is that the take home from this? Is that the take home? Are you a bit retarded as well? Are you a bit retarded as well? The left I think you might be. Anyway. I should stop doing a high-pitched squeal, shouldn't I? People will think I don't have, balls. Yeah, that's a really bad take from this. It's not about white... No, it's not. People aren't insulted about the video game with white supremacists. People are insulted about Yasuke, you pleb. And the erosion of feudal Japan history. And the fact that you all tried to gaslight everyone to be like, no, he wasn't samurai, suck it. It's like, no, he wasn't. It wasn't. And you kept trying to tell people he was. And people were like, no, he's not. People were insulted about that. Further adding to that, by pushing more not necessarily nonsense narrative, but pushing more crap onto people, further agenda elements. Yeah, people would just be like, nah, I'm not interested. Shut up. And there's just more stuff. More. Cowards! Video game politics should not have been a thing. Yeah? Probably shouldn't have had Yasuke in there then, should you? Trying to make out he was a real person. As in, like, a real samurai. He wasn't. He was a glorified servant. A sword carrier. Anyway. Hilarious. And, again, how many times can you piss in the well until people stop drinking? That's the take home. That's the take home.